So you want to be a rock star. You want to be a networking rock star. Do you think you have what it takes? Have you ever done air guitar in your bedroom? Do you want to turn into Prince? Do you know that his name was really Roger Nelson, a kid from St. Paul who had a dream? I want to take you back for a minute. If you want to be a networking rock star, it's February 20th, 2006. I'm sitting in my car, and for those of you that know the Minnesota area, it's in the Minneapolis metropolitan parking lot. I'm about to go to my third networking event of the day. It's February, it's cold, it's snowing. My kids are at home, and I'm sitting in my car thinking, do I have my business cards? Do I know what I'm going to say? Is my elevator pitch ready? Can I sell today? Can I make those connections? I take a deep breath. I walk into the Metropolitan. I talk to 3 or 4 people. I'm very purposeful. I take their business cards. I think I stand near the bar. I'm not sure. Usually the bar is a safe place to stand next to people. I get home, I'm late, my kids are bummed out that I'm not there, and my phone rings later, and my friend says, hey, you weren't at that networking event. You're everywhere. You're networking everywhere. And all of a sudden I realize, I'm not a networking rock star. I'm chasing people. I'm collecting names. I'm chasing after that LinkedIn 500 people. Do I know 500 people? I'm not purposeful in my networking. And in that moment, I realized I needed to work on something I call the Impact 100. Who are the 100 people that I know that I have their back and they have my back? We work together. I know their goals. I know what it is that they want to do. I know which organizations I'm going to join. I know what I can do to help them to be more purposeful in their networking and connections. And we start building an Impact 100 together, each of us in my 100. Imagine like 99 bottles of beer, only instead you have friends, you have people that you care about, you know their goals. So all of a sudden, I'm doing this research, checking in with people, doing a survey on networking, and what do you think when people hear the word networking? What do you think? Yuck, slimy, no fun. 72% of the people can't stand the word networking. They say, call it relationship building. Call it anything but networking because it conjures up inauthenticity. It conjures up people that are schmoozing, that just want your business card or want to sell you something. And yet networking and making connections is what makes everyone successful, whether it's your career or your sales goals or your personal life or finding a babysitter or a good restaurant. Building relationships is the source of everything. So this Impact 100, I want to tell you a story of Jeff. Jeff comes to me and comes to one of my groups, and he's kind of, in his late 20s, early 30s. He's feeling it. He works for an agency, he sells, he's got it all going on. At least he thinks he has it all going on. At my first glance of him, I think he's a little bit of a blowhard and nobody's told him. So what do I do when I meet him? I say, Jeff, let's talk about your Impact 100. Who's in your network? What is it that you're trying to accomplish on behalf of the agency that you work for? And he says, well, Cathy, I think I have about 25 people I could put on that list. So there's a moment of he's serious. He doesn't have 100 people in his network that he could call and he could connect with. And that's where our work begins with his Impact 100. Making a list of who those people are, what you know about them. Are they in your email? Are they in your text messages? Are they part of your system? And we worked on him developing that list and that categorization of, do they know what I'm about? Because people knew about Jeff, they knew him, he went to all the events, he went everywhere, he was on the board of this, he told you in the first 30 seconds everything about him to make you feel like he was important. But he forgot to ask questions about the other person. He forgot to talk about what it was that his firm could actually do to benefit them because he was so busy telling them about the Louis Vuitton wallet that he carried around. No one cares about the wallet. They care about, can you be helpful to them? People do business with people they know, like, and trust. And building that Impact 100 is thinking about, can you find those right people that you can categorize as gold, silver, and bronze? Now I'm going to go into more detail, but first I want to just pause for a second and tell you that I used to be a rugby player. So, as a rugby player, for any of you that know anything about rugby, it's like football, only a little bit different. There's a line and a scrum. And when you play rugby, you want to think about who's in your scrum, because your scrum is your inner circle. You're all on the same team, but your scrum is your inner circle. So imagine your Impact 100, and you want those people that are in your scrum. That in rugby, what they say as you're going along and working on your goals is, are you with me? I'm running along, and as I'm about to get tackled, somebody hollers, with you, meaning Paper, which everybody calls me Paper. Before I'm about to fall down, they're yelling with you, and I toss them the ball because I know they can help me. They can help us win the game and accomplish more. So when you start to think about your relationships, who's in your scrum? Who's on your rugby team that's going to help you, that knows your goal, that you've built that relationship with, that they will help you accomplish those things? That's your inner circle. So whether you call it your networking scrum or you call it your top 25, those are the people that, one, could you call them up in the middle of the night and say, I need help? I have things that I want to do. Or do they know that, you know what, maybe you're a little bit nervous about your presentation, and you can call them and say, can I run through my presentation with you? I've got a big sales pitch tomorrow. So when Jeff learned these things about who was in his inner circle and his rugby networking scrum, he was able to build relationships where other people were referring business to him. Slowly, his Impact 100 grew from 25 people to 100 people that he really knows what they're about. Now, instead of being on every organization and being on the board and being sort of braggadocio about it, he's on a committee that he cares about. He's much more genuine in how he shows up. People know about him. They know what to say to other people. Because often when we start to build a network, we show up and we do things that are disingenuine. We click like on LinkedIn every single time. We don't ever read the article. We never make a comment. 70% of people are on LinkedIn every single day. How many of you actually say something, support the people that are in your network, in your Impact 100? So I'm going to leave this rugby ball down for a second and tell you again about another woman who works in corporate America. Because the same thing applies for your Impact 100, whether you're working on your career inside of a company. Sarah came to me and Sarah said, you know what, I've got a great career. Everything's going well. I'm being tapped for all these positions. But the anxiety of all the work that I'm doing is really stressing me out. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know who to trust. So within the Impact 100 and working with her, I was able to help her develop a relationship map and find out who her allies are. Who are those people that you know are really telling you the truth? Who are the people that she's working with that can help her generate the confidence to go into that next meeting, present the new idea, and maybe maintain her ability to manage better? Who are those organizational allies? So the Impact 100 works whether you're in sales or whether you're working on your career development and want to go to that next level. Again, you can divide them into gold, silver, and bronze, and we'll go into some more detail about that. But the point is, can you find those genuine relationships? Can you show up as your most authentic self? So I'm going to joke with you a little bit. Maybe you're trying to read the t-shirt on my chest here that says, running late is my cardio. So I always am running late. I'm working really hard on it. My family gave me this t-shirt, and actually today, I could have been running late if I had worn the t-shirt that I really wanted to wear that said hustle on it. But if I had all of a sudden decided I was going to run back to St. Paul to get that t-shirt and put that on, what would happen? I'd be running late. So instead, you're going to get the running late is my cardio shirt instead of hustle, because part of networking is embracing the bloopers, embracing those things that are funny, that make you authentic, that make you someone that people want to talk to, that make you memorable, that make you so that you're the one that they say, you know what, that was really fun, we had a great connection, and I want to do business with them. I want to learn more. So with that, I encourage you, find your rugby networking scrum, embrace any of those networking bloopers, and build your Impact 100. Thank you.